Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport is an international airport serving the city of Hambantota in southeast Sri Lanka. Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport is Sri Lanka's second international airport, after Bandaranaike International Airport. It is named after the Rajapaksa family. It is the newest airport in Sri Lanka. It is also the first greenfield airport in the country. The new international airport was expected to expand the local aviation industry whilst being a catalyst for the country's economic development, enabling international trade, tourism, vocational training and employment. It was being implemented as an eco-friendly project. The airport was estimated to cost $210 million and, by the end of construction, will cover 2,000 hectares. It was built to be compatible with the latest Airbus A380 aircraft and has been designed according to recommendations of the International Civil Aviation Organization. According to Sri Lankan government officials, future domestic airline Air Hybrid, and international airlines Emirates, Air, Etihad Airways, Korean Air, Lufthansa, Qatar Airways, Singapore Airlines, and TUIfly showed interest in flying to Mattala, but none of these airlines confirmed these statements by government officials. Air Arabia, Rotana Jet, Sri Lankan Airlines, flydubai and Mihin Air did fly to Mattala at various times, but all cancelled service for commercial reasons. The airport is designed to facilitate for over 800 foreign passengers at peak hours and several local passengers per every 1,000 km² inside the buildings. It will be made to support air-sea cargo transshipment in conjunction with the nearby Hambantota port, which is about 15 miles away, and would act as an alternative to the Bandaranaike International Airport from the date of its completion. The Chinese government is providing financial assistance for the project. The airport is being constructed by the China Harbour Engineering Company, and that is their first airport construction project ever taken. The airport is operated by Airport and Aviation Services Limited, whom also provides the air navigation services in Sri Lanka. The airport was declared open by the President of Sri Lanka, Mihin Rajapaksa, on March 18, 2013 and commenced operations with the landing of a Sri Lankan Airlines special Airbus A380 flight named City of Magamurunupura with the President on board. It handled nearly 6,000 passengers in the first 2 months after opening. The busiest international destination was Dubai, closely followed Bangkok in Thailand. 3. Domestic carriers Helitours and Cinnamon Air offer charter flights that connect the airport with Rotana Airport and Bandaranaike International Airport in Colombo. History: it was initially planned to build an international airport serving the south of Sri Lanka at Roila, but the plans were scrapped due to environmental concerns. The site was then moved to Mattala, a small town 15 kilometers north of Hambantota. Mattala was a lesser-known area with shrub jungle of many square kilometers. When the engineers approached the area, they had to use hand tools to cut open the shrub cover and make a footpath towards the location. They spent their first nights in treetops to avoid attacks from wild animals. Construction of Phase 1 began on November 27, 2009 at Mattala. By the end of February 2012, the construction of the runway, apron and taxiways were completed ahead of schedule. On October 16, 2012, a Hawker Beechcraft B-200 King Air registered APCAB, belonging to the Civil Aviation Authority of Pakistan, landed on runway 23 at 12:38 p.m. local time, becoming the first aircraft to land at the new airport as requested by the Rajapaksa regime. It was an instrument testing aircraft fitted with ATC testing equipments. The test flights continued for 8 days for testing the ILS and other flight controls fixed in the new airport. On January 24, 2013, Sri Lanka Minister of Civil Aviation Priyanka Rajaratne said in Parliament that the airport would be declared open on March 18, 2013. A Sri Lankan Airlines Airbus A380-200 landed at the airport on January 29, 2013. This was the second plane to land, shortly followed by an Airbus A320-200, which carried 125 orphan children from Bandaranaike International Airport in Colombo. On March 2013, It was reported that certifications of compliance and certification of aerodrome was awarded to the Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport. As announced earlier, the airport was opened for flight operations on March 18, 2013. To commemorate this occasion, a special Sri Lankan Airlines Airbus A380 named City of Magamurunupura carrying the President and Ministers landed on runway 05 at 10:55 am and became the first passenger flight to land at airport. Another Sri Lankan Airlines Airbus A340, flight UL226, from Dubai becomes the first commercial flight to land at Mattala. Flights of flydubai carrying passengers from Dubai and Air Arabia from Sharjah followed soon afterwards, becoming the first international airlines to operate from Mattala International Airport. After 6 weeks of operation, Air Arabia suspended service on the route because of a lack of passengers. flydubai began scheduled flights between Dubai and May 21 using a Boeing 737-800. It is the first airline to operate daily flights to the airport. Planning and construction: this project will have 2 phases, with the first phase expected to be completed by the end of October 2012. The airport runway would be available for testing after September 2012 and would be open for commercial flights from early January 2013. The estimated cost of the project is $200 million and the project was launched by President Mihin Rajapaksa on November 27, 2009. Phase 1 Phase 1 began on November 27, 2009 at Mattala. The initial construction will cover an area of 800 hectares. The airport will have 1 runway and a taxiway that will be expanded in the second stage to allow larger planes to land. Environmental approval has been granted for the project. It will be constructed under an environmentally friendly green concept with the construction of several lakes and green landscapes included in the project. The project is designed and will be implemented by Sri Lankan engineers. On October 2012, the Super King 20 test aircraft, which belongs to the Pakistan Civil Aviation Department and features a dual engine, landed on the new runway to test the newly constructed runway and the instrumentation. 1 million passengers per annum, 45,000 mt of cargo per annum, 30,000 aircraft movement per annum, 10 parking bays for aircraft, 2 aero bridges, 800 ha of land. Phase 2 The second stage of the MRIA project expansion works at the airport is to be complete in 2015. This includes expansion of the airport's terminal building, aircraft parking apron and public utilities, full-length parallel taxiway, a flying school, an airport hotel and recreational facilities. The second stage of the MRIA project will be to be completed by end 2015. This will expand the airport's capacity as follows: 5 million passengers per annum, 150,000 mt of cargo per annum, 45,000 aircraft movement per annum, 20 parking bays for aircraft, 28 aero bridges, 2,000 ha of land allocated for the project, 1,200 ha of land. Composition Aerodrome A new aerodrome designed to meet the ICAO specification for Code 4F is to be built. Annual service volume of the aerodrome at short and medium long-term planning horizons will be 30,000 and 60,000 movements respectively. Terminal The terminal building will be of area 12,000 m2 with the capacity to handle 1 million passengers per annum. Amenities Air Traffic Control Tower The Air Traffic Control Tower of height 41 m has been constructed at the highest elevation of the aerodrome. Airport Fire and Rescue The AFRS will be the facilities to cater Category 10 requirements. Visual, navigational, and landing aids Airfield ground lighting system will comprise Cat-I high-intensity approach lighting at a WY23 end. Simple approach lighting system at a WY05 end. Precision approach path indicator for RWY05 and 23. Runway edge lights, runway threshold lights, runway end lights, runway centerline lights, apron edge lights, apron flood lights etc. Illuminated wind cone, obstacle limitation guidance signs and pavement markings. Navigational and landing aids, DVO or DME, ILS CAT-I system for RWY-23 with middle marker, air traffic management system to provide aid for air traffic controlling operation, aeronautical message handling system, voice communication and switching system. Runway the numbers given to the airport's sole runway is 05 and 23. It is 3,500 meters. The runway is declared a Code F from the ICAO, which allows Airbus A380-800 aircraft to use it. The runway dimensions are 3,500 m 60 m with 7.5 m paved shoulders either side and 260 m runway safety area on both runway ends. Taxiways, there will be 2 stub taxiways, Taxiway Alpha dimension, 360 x 60 m, Taxiway Bravo dimension, 362.5 m 25 m. Other features Hambantota International Airport will include domestic regional and international passenger and cargo terminals, warehouses, as well as being compatible for seaplane amphibious operations etc. It will have facilities for pilot training, technician training, aircraft maintenance and charter private jet parking. Objectives to play a vital and supportive role in the development activity in the Hambantota region and capture market share of the regional traffic growth. To promote air-sea transshipment hub operation in conjunction with the Hambantota port. To play a key component in the development efforts of the eastern and southern coasts. To be an alternate airport to Bandaranaike International Airport. To facilitate the establishment of a gateway for economic and investment infusion in Sri Lanka. Airlines and destinations. Impact. Benefits The airport was expected to stimulate the development and infrastructure in the area, raising living standards of the people not only in Hambantota, but in nearby Mattara, Monaragala and other close districts. It was also expected to have a positive impact on tourism in the southern province. Unlike the previous Royal International Airport project, this one will not affect agriculture in the area according to a government report. However, it is not yet clear whether Yala National Park, Kalamtia and Bundala National Park would be affected in the long run even though it has been environmentally approved. The proposed extension of the rail link from Mattara to Kataragama and the completion of the Colombo-Mattara Expressway in next 2 years' time would boost travel to the southern province. The new airport would serve as a cargo hub to the eastern province along with the port of Hambantota which will be opened around the same time. It will also serve the Hambantota Sports City which was nominated to host the Commonwealth Games in 2018 providing a transport hub for athlete and cricketers. As transit times to Sri Lankan tourist spots is less from Hambantota Airport than it is from Bandaranaike International Airport in Colombo, many tourists were expected to take Hambantota as their gateway to Sri Lanka. Criticism The project received some criticism as the new airport was built in former President Mihin Rajapaksa's hometown, reportedly as a political decision. The Hambantota area is one of the poorest in the island nation and as such was not be expected to help the airport generate considerable passenger traffic. Many industry professionals criticized the project, instead calling for the government to further improve the already crowded Bandaranaike International Airport. The Rajapaksa government denied these claims pointing out that Bandaranaike International Airport was also being expanded parallel to this, and also that having only one international airport would create bottlenecks. Hambantota is now being rapidly developed as a second capital in the country. Criticism is also directed to the fact some Sri Lankan Airlines flights, such as the flight from Kuala Lumpur to Bandaranaike Airport, take a stopover at Mattala without any passengers boarding or disembarking. The airline defended its position, stating that its intent to use Mattala Airport is to promote tourism in the southern part, as well as problem regarding Bandaranaike's congestion. Incidents at Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport, March 25, 2013. A Sri Lankan Airlines Airbus A340-300 flight UL-114 aircraft travelling from Malacopy to Colombo via Hambantota had met with an accident while flying from Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport to Bandaranaike International Airport in Colombo. A few minutes after taking off from Mattala, a bird hit the windshield and damaged it. No passengers were injured. January 11, 2014, a flydubai Boeing 737-800 flight FZ551 aircraft traveling from Colombo to Dubai via Hambantota had met with an accident while flying from Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport to Dubai International Airport in United Arab Emirates. The airplane encountered the birds during its takeoff from Mattala International Airport. See also, List of airports in Sri Lanka, Bandaranaike International Airport, Colombo, Royal Airport. References. External links, Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport official website, conceptual video of completed airport, Mattala International Airport, discussion on Air Sri Lanka forum, photos of Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport just before its opening day.